Hello friends, welcome to this YouTube channel. So in this video, we are discussing how to do a test-driven development in using FizzBuzz. So FizzBuzz is a very common algorithm in interviews and even in practice that you can use to test your skills and proficiency in Java development. So in this example, we have two tabs here. The first tab is the FizzBuzz algorithm. So there are comments inside here. Don't let them confuse you. So here's the package. Here's the Java class, and here's the class. Here's the class that you are testing. Classify, and then here's the flow the algorithm. So we have the first one. If number mode 3 is 0 and number mode 5 is 0, you return FizzBuzz. And else if the number mode 3 is 0, return fizz. Else if the number mode 5 is 0, return buzz. Else just return the number. So here's the flow of the algorithm, but there are comments inside it to guide you and help you understand what's going on. But the code is just, these are just the code. The code is just a few lines. The package, the public class, and then the if, else, another else, another else if, and then the very last one. So the second tab here is the actual test that we are running. So we also have the package, and we also import other packages like org.junit.assert, then org.junit.test. The class of the test, which is just the name of the test numbers divisible by both 3 and 5. That is our first test. Our second test is test numbers divisible by 3. Our third test is test numbers divisible by 5. And then our last test is numbers not divisible by 3 or 5. Naming convention that I'm using, very self-explanatory. I think this is the best practice for writing any type of code. You just make everything self-explanatory. You just make them readable and understandable by everyone who might be interested in using your code for something. So the code is written and our test is also here. So let us jump and see how this goes. So our first test, we want to test that the number is divisible by both 3 and 5. So let's start. Here's the code, and then here is how we are going to execute it. So let's try a number. Let's start with a number. Let's say 5. All right. So we are testing a number 5. So let's run it here. This is how we execute it. Just write the number and you execute it here. So let's execute and see. Run test. Let's see. I'll pause the video. So guys, the execution is complete, and you can see that our test is failing. So you can see here test failed, and it is saying that we expected a FizzBuzz, but what we have gotten is a buzz. It means that the number 5 does not fulfill both conditions. Number 5 is only divisible by 5, but it is not divisible by 3. And remember, for our test to pass, it had to be divisible by both 5 and 3. So let's do another one. Let's use a number that is divisible by 3 only. Let's say like 27, right? Say 27, type here 27, and then run the test. And then I will pause the video as it executes because it usually takes long to execute. I'll pause the video and show you the results. So guys, so 27 is also failing. So it is telling us that we expected a FizzBuzz, but we are getting a fizz because a fizz is for a number that is divisible by 3. So it is also failing because 27 is only divisible by 3 but not 5. So let's try a number that is divisible by both 5 and 3. The number that I can think of is like 15, 300, all those numbers. So let's say 300. 300 is a very big number. So let's try that. It's divisible by 3, yes. 100 and by 5 is 60. So let's try that. Execute. And then I will pause again and show you the results. So let me pause. So guys, now you can see that our test has passed because 300 is divisible by both 5 and 3. And you can see here the same process finished with exit code 0. That is to mean that our execution is successful. So I think guys, you can see how this thing works. And I also have a additional comments here to guide you. So as you know very well, our entire code of FizzBuzz, this is a very common algorithm. I believe all of you made some comments inside here to help those who are the absolute beginners to understand how this code is written. And then after writing the code, so we compiled our tests, and you can see our first test is already done. A number that is only divisible by one of the numbers is failing the test, but a number that is divisible by both the numbers is passing the test. So we can replicate the same for a number that is divisible by 3, and a number that is divisible by 5, and then a number that is not. So we can go to our section, leave the rest for you to do as an assignment or as a practice. But the entire code is here. Let me minimize the test. Our first test is done. You can proceed and do the second test and the third test and finally the fourth test. So guys, I think this is very, very simple. But let me show you how to do a number that's divisible by 3. For those who are interested in still proceeding with the video. So here we are testing a number that's divisible by 3. So let's use a number that is not divisible by 3 first. So let's say a number like 25, right? So let's see. Let's insert 25. We expect a fizz, but let's see what we get. Run. And then I will pause the video. Execute. So guys, here is our result. So we use 25. We know that 25 is only divisible by 5 only, but not 3. So our test is failing. Our test is failing. But let's use a number that is divisible by 3. So let's say a number like 27, 9, 30, any number that you think of. So let's say 27, and then run the test. So I will pause again to wait for the results and just to make the video not too text. So let me pause. So guys, you can see that our process is successful. You can see that our process is successful because it is not divisible by 3, but 27 is now passing that. You can do the same for a number that is not divisible by 3 or 5. So I was doing a test here earlier. This is supposed to be 4. So I was doing a test, it failed. So you write 4 and then you expect 4 and then you give your result. So I had also practiced this one, and you can see the numbers here. I'd actually practiced this before posting the video, so don't get scared. So here, a number that's divisible by 5. So let's say 1, 1. We all know that 1, 1 is not divisible by 5. So let us run the test. And you can see my naming conventions, very clean. Test numbers divisible by 5. So I don't use some awkward naming or some short forms that are very hard to understand. My naming convention is very clean. So let's test this one. Okay, so guys, so 1, 1 is failing. 1, 1 is failing because it is not divisible by 5. And you can see here, the test is failing. And what about a number that is divisible by 3 but not divisible by 5? So let's use 27. We saw that 27 just passed in the previous test, right? I actually deleted one closing bracket. let's use 27, right? We saw that 27 passed in the previous. What have I done? Let's use 27 right there. Whether it will pass. So 27 passed here because it is divisible by 3. Let's see if it will pass here. So let's run 27. So 27 is failing. So 27 is failing. But if you use a number that is divisible, thank you. See, 100, 100, 100, 100, run 100, pass.